for real, I have a question for my family, guys. They're saying that don't give me any money because of drugs, right? On the people on the street. However, wouldn't a concerned if this were real? Okay, first of all, you guys said that I had like Down syndrome, autism, was like legally retarded. You really did say this at one point, if you don't recall. I had learning disorders, like 7,000 mental illnesses. You said that I had brain damage, which is actually possible because my mom used to hit me on the head all the time. It doesn't mean I don't know what I'm talking about though. And a small brain. Well, I just showed you. You said I was a man. Well, if I got brain damage on the right side of the brain, I wouldn't be able to go to work. And you're like yelling at me like that's my fault. Well, just get a job. Okay, first of all. Second of all, you're saying I have all these and I'm getting molested by old men. Now I'm just picturing like a Down syndrome chick, right? At a table and some old man's molesting her. Do you think I'm going to be like, what a whore? No, I'm going to break that guy's arm. Wait, are you kidding me? So I guess my point is, why is the anger always at me? How come my family's saying don't give her any money, but they're not reprimanding any of these men that have come forward and said they bang me? I'd be like, dude, can you stop raping her? That's rape, full on. And yet my family has not done any, they're not saying anything. I would be like, I am writing down your name, I'm keeping track of your faces, and I'm reporting you instantly. You're going to jail, motherfucker. But my family's not protective and they don't care, and yet it's always just don't give her any money on the street. Not don't enable this shit by raping her, you know, with this apparent kissing booth that no one seems to be able to record successfully. Right, okay. And on top of that, they're going, well, the drugs are the problem. It doesn't sound like the problem to me. She needs to be in a mental institution. Why? I wouldn't be crazy. First of all, well, if it were the drugs that were the problem, well, then it's not crazy, it's the drugs. Second of all, it doesn't sound like that's the problem at all. It sounds like it sounds like I couldn't be able to work regardless of drug use. Why? Because no one would. With a pea-sized brain and half of it's damaged, and then you've got autism and Down syndrome and you know, all these other things going, mental illness, this and that. This doesn't, learning disorder, this and that. This sounds like I'm mentally disabled. Right. So I'm just, why isn't my family then working, they want to help, they want to do something good. Well, then how come they haven't sought benefits for me? I'm apparently too stupid to know how to do it. I'm entitled then. If I've been institutionalized 3 times, which is your claim, and or I have brain damage and or a physical ailment like a small brain, I would get disability every month. So there's an income right there. My family's arguing, don't give her any money. I would get disability every month. You understand? So it's not very logical. It's like you're screaming at a Down, this is what I'm picturing my family, like screaming at a Down syndrome chick. Oh, here we go, 66. Right, jeans. This chick, right? Screaming at a Down syndrome chick going, don't do any drugs. And frankly, I'm like, what, you party? Who would have thought it? Right. And you're like, oh, well, I don't understand why she's not up. The thing is she must work in order to get money. Well, I'm blocked. I've proven that my boss has applied, etc. So liberty first. But, you know, on top of that, are you fucking serious right now? The fact that I can put on pants in the morning should be enough for astounding applause, according to what you said. So that's extremely abusive, in which case if I saw this happening, if there were like someone with an obvious like learning disorder, like retarded, or like a mental disorder, or they're mentally challenged, I would say, and someone's molesting them at a table and the family's turning around and being like, whore, why didn't you get a job, this and that, I would say that's disgusting. You need to put a restraining order on this family. She needs to have no contact, and she needs to be put elsewhere, into a loving home. You don't lock them up for having these things, you guys. That's not at all an appropriate solution. That's extremely, extremely abusive and disgusting. This is your claim, and I'm just wondering, why are you always mad, though? Frankly, I'd be mad at these men for molesting me if I'm not inept, but you don't seem to care at all, family. Okay, it's worth pointing out.